Left with only about 20 minutes to go. I'm only going to be showing 2 more guitars tonight. First of which is the Squier Affinity Series Telecaster. Bought this from Kennelly Keys in 2007. Hasn't really seen many changes, though I did do an electrical shielding job on it not too long ago. This has sort of turned into the unofficial main 5 to a degree because of this one. This is one of those guitars. I just, it's an interesting story basically when me buying this one even. So I've got a bit to tell on it. Basically put, I'd been saving my money for, a guitar. I wanted to buy a Jagmaster, so I went to Kennelly Keys with some of that cash, and I walked in. They didn't have one, so I'd been gassing for a Telecaster at the same time, and I thought, I'll try out some of their really cheap Telecasters. And hanging on the wall is this Squier Affinity Telly, but it was butterscotch blonde, and I didn't know Fender was making blonde colored Affinities. To me, the Affinity was like the super cheap one with the, I figured there was some ugly body wood under there, but it turns out they actually used a pretty good alder body on this thing, and mine has some pretty nice grain on it. So I picked this guitar up and I just started playing it, And I was, impressed by the sound of it. It sounded good. So I went ahead and played it some more through a Fender G deck with a bunch of crazy MIDI patches, jamming the Smells Like Teen Spirit. And I was coming up with, and I was like, damn, I'm going to take this home with me. Look at price tag, $184. Like, shit, $184 for this? Sweet. However, the salespeople there, being as they, were looking to make more money on commission, probably, they decided to show me a $400 Telecaster, a American-made Fender. This telly blew the US-made Fender away, which is kind of a shocker, because Fender is a damn good manufacturer, in my opinion. And especially their USA guitars. And this is like the Chinese-made Squier. It's a cheap guitar. I mean, it's meant for, beginning guitarists. So it kind of impressed me that it had a really good sound to it. I'm not really a chicken picking kind of guy, but it really had that. Had the telly sound kind of sound to it. Or as Jim Weeder was showing. As Jim Weeder was showing. And it's gotten a lot of use. I mean, in my bands, this is one of the favorites of Stone Edge rhythm guitarist in Ancient Tongues. This is also the one that I used for a lot of rhythm tracks on the Smokin' 66 demo. We were laying down by the river, and all of a sudden Jeremiah said, you want said, why don't we use a Telecaster on there? So all of a sudden I've got this backing track that's on there that sounds like this. You can pick it out in there. It's like if I ever post the demo up here, if you want to go look at the Smokin' 66 page on MySpace. Yes, yeah, it works out real well for that classic telly type tone. I also use it on my demos with higher gain, yeah, I'd use it for all kinds of stuff. It's got the treble bleed cap that came with that bone stock, so I love that. I like having treble bleeds, and I can clean up my tone using the volume knob and have it still sound nice and sharp. Anyway, this is the guitar that pretty much has, you know, gotten me into actually really becoming quite a fan of the Telecaster in recent years. I mean, it's a very simple guitar, just slab of wood here, slab of wood there, and a couple fairly simple pieces of hardware and electronics, and I mean, really does a lot, and it really sounds good no matter what I use it for, so it's kind of become one of my favorite ones, especially for doing rhythm tracks, because it's just got such a good growl to it. I haven't modified it, I've been toying with it because I've had one problem with this guitar, and that's the bridge pickup. I've wax potted it 3 or 4 times, it still won't stop squealing. I know it's the pickup because doing nothing else really changes the problem. It's obviously something with this is rattling inside of it or causing a problem, so I'm probably going to yank that one of these days and put a Broadcaster reissue pickup back here, because I really like the sound of the old butterscotch blonde Telecasters with the really hot bridge pickups in them. Look at it though, that's pretty much it, you know. I have a lot of favorite players who played these, you know. G. Smith from Hall & Oates uses them, Elliot Easton of the Cars is a big Telecaster fan. Let's see, who else did I listen to that used these quite a bit? James Hetfield, Metallica used one on the Unforgiven 2, even though that's not exactly my favorite album. So yeah, Tellies I've always had a liking for. It's just I don't use them as much because for the things I like to do, I like to have a lot of sounds on the fly that I can do, and I like having the whammy bar, but sometimes I really want to pick up something nice and simple, and this is one of those guitars that's nice and simple. Let's move on to another one, because I can't really think of much more to say on this one.